Hi there, my name is Amethyst True 11 and this is Psychic Ogham reading 795 and it is for my client with the initials JQ. Okay, JQ, you asked me specifically about what was zapping your energy. You also asked me to look at how to explore the talents that you have for potential self-employment, and you also asked me about how to allow love into your life. So we're going to explore that with this reading for you. We'll start here, and this is Broom or Engtol, and Engtol themes the whole of your reading and is very much about sweeping the stage clean to allow new experiences to come in. This is a tree that says it's really important to forgive people in your past, to let go of events that might be holding you back, and even letting go of people as well who no longer support you, letting go all of that so that you can empty up some space in your life for new experiences to come in. So that's theming the whole of your reading, and that will kind of tie in a little bit as we go through here. These three staves here are about your past 12 months or so. We have Muin or Vine here, which is very much about this themes your last 12 months or so, and it's about reaping what you sow. You are somebody who knows very much that you are the architect of your own life, that you can't rely on other people to get you where you want to go. You are the one that controls what happens. And for you, it's about taking responsibility for that, and you tend to do that very much. You tend to be someone who very clearly understands that what comes to you in life is as a result of what you put into life in the first place. These two here, we have you or Ho here underneath, and this is about changes that have occurred. Again, this is changes that have occurred as a result of approaches to life that you have made, decisions that you have made to better inform yourself and to support and nurture who you really need to be. So this is changes that you've made that have sometimes impacted on other people as well, but it's certainly changes that you have imposed rather than changes that are being imposed on you. So you've made a lot of changes in the last year around a variety of different issues, including your workspace as well, and including around your health. And this one that sits over the top is ivy or gort. Now this is interesting because ivy is a tree that suggests that the smile that you put on as a brave smile for the rest of the world is not actually always what's really occurring in your heart. You do tend to put on a brave smile, but underneath this there's been a fair bit of sadness, loneliness, possibly even depression in the past for you. And emptiness has kind of followed you around a little bit. With that said, though, we know that we've got Muin here as well, and when you put these two together, they're very much about you tend to say, okay, I'll have a crappy day today, but by jingoes, I'm going to kick ass tomorrow and get things working. And you do. You pick yourself up. You survive. You have survived. Look how far you've come. If you look back historically over the last few years, I can sense you've faced some real chaos. And ivy has always come through because you come through, you survive. The last year for you has been particularly tough, but you've got through it. The one in the middle here is Alda or Fien, and this is in the position where we discuss what's happening for you in life right now. This is very much about giving and receiving advice, but it's also about listening to your intuition. For you, that's really important, and you're beginning to understand much more, even more so, that listening to your intuition is equally as important as listening to the advice of other people. Okay, these are the ones that we really want to focus on here, because these are the ones that talk about our next 12 months. And these are the ones that have the answers located to your questions in them. Yours is a little bit more unusual than many readings I will do, because you've got an extra stave in this bit here. Sometimes when we pull the staves out of the bag, they will come out intertwined with each other, and that's what happened here with these two here. Heather and Dewar got quite stuck together. You can see that they're actually very stuck together, and instead of just having one stave down the bottom here, we have these two stuck together, and that's really quite important, particularly in the light of your question, so we'll pick up on that shortly. This here is blackthorn or strafe, and strafe is my least favourite stave, I have to be honest, and this actually themes the 12 months ahead for you. Strafe is about sadness, it's about emptiness, it's about desolation. Now, before you kind of, lower your eyes and, oh no, I don't want to hear that. This isn't to say that the next 12 months for you is full of desolation and sadness. In fact, it's far from it. But it's actually very positive. But what Blackthorn is saying to me is that you have an underlying tendency sometimes to sink into sadness when you lose sight of your goals. So for you, it's really important to allow yourself the time to be sad when needs to be, but to negotiate with yourself and say, okay, well, I'll be sad today, but tomorrow, and we know that you can do this because I can see that you've done this in the past, tomorrow there will be no sadness. I will get up and I will do what needs to be done. So negotiation around here. So it's about not allowing yourself to sink too deep into that sadness or that fatigue, that mental and physical fatigue. Underneath here, we have two more staves. We have hazel or coal sitting on the top here, and we have quirt or apple. Love to see these together, and they don't often come together, and that's fantastic. Why is that fantastic? Quirt or apple is very much about living a life which is complete. It's about living a life that feeds your soul, that makes your heart sing, that completes who you are. It's underneath this stave here, which is hazel or coal, and hazel is about wisdom. It's about trusting your inner wisdom. It's about believing in who you are. It's about honouring the very best that you are. Fantastic to have these two staves together. I'm just really excited to see both of these staves together in your reading. It's a very, very positive sign that what's coming for you in the year ahead feeds who you are. May not necessarily feed the bank balance, which is a bit of a pain, but it certainly will feed and nurture your soul. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this fantastic little coupling here. Here we have Heather, this one here, and you can see that Heather has some little prongs on the end. Heather or ear is very much about love. It's about partnership. It's about companionship. It's about shared nurturing. So it's not about one night stands or about sexuality. It's about absolute dedication to one another, but it's also about dedication and love for self, and for you that's quite important as well, that you learn to love yourself. Intertwined in that, this one here is Dewar or oak, and oak is very much the father of the forest. It's the nurturer. Oak is about stability, longevity. It's about giving. You are someone who gives and gives and gives and gives and gives of yourself to other people, but you don't always get that giving and giving and giving back again. and that has a bearing also on your health and your tiredness as well. So when we see all of these together, what do we have for you in relation to the questions specifically, I guess, that you asked me, because that's why we're here. I'm thrilled to see this partnership here, and I'm thrilled to see this partnership. Not happy with this one here, but we can underscore the fantastic stuff that's about to happen. You asked me about, is it perhaps your home or is it work that's kind of zapping you, that's kind of vampiric, if you like, of your energy, or is it your health? It is both. In terms of your health, I keep feeling tummy is a bit of an issue for you, and head fog. Sometimes your head doesn't always work the way that you want it to. It kind of feels a bit cotton woolly, and tiredness, such tiredness. But for you, it's not just physical tiredness, it's also sadness, emptiness. Now, in terms of your physical health, I'm going to really encourage you to go and see a natural health practitioner, perhaps a Western herbal medicine or a naturopath, somebody who can support you with better ways to eat and better things to eat that will support you with health. So for instance, how often you eat protein through the day, what it is that you can take out of your diet that's not supporting your health and is draining you of energy. I really encourage you to get rid of refined sugar. Take all of the refined sugar out of your diet, because that has a real capacity to drain you of energy. And I really encourage you to look at food allergies and food intolerances. For you, that's a massive thing that hasn't been tapped into, and I really encourage you to get that looked at. You're also not in the right place in terms of your work, so work drains you. And you feel the energy being sucked out of you. And you mentioned to me as well about what are the talents for you to start working for yourself. Once you can do that, then you will feel much more bouncy and alive. Part of that is around motivation. You have very little motivation to be where you are. What I really encourage you to do is to get a pen and paper and write down all of the things that you know that you're good at. Write down all of the skills, all of the personality traits, all of the attributes that you love about who you are. So that may be something as simple as, I really like the shape of my eyebrows, or it might be something much more complex that says, I really love the way I can intuitively put different foods together and come up with a fantastic recipe. You have such a creative undercurrent. We know that because of these two here as well. And you have the ability to give and serve to so many people. When I say that, though, I really need for you to balance that. Duo is all about giving and servicing and supporting other people, nurturing other people, and give and give and give and give. And you tend to do that. But in the next 12 months, I need for you to balance that. Just dial that back a little bit and start also giving to yourself. You are equally, if not more important than the other people around you, and you cannot give and nurture other people unless you give and nurture yourself as well. Really, really important that you do that, please. With that list of skills that you have, I want you to look at that and see, how then can I capitalise on that and draw from that with the things that will allow you to be self-employed and to work from home. Massive undercurrent, as I mentioned before, of creativity for you, and it's not necessarily about art, you know, in the traditional sense of paint and canvas. I keep seeing material and paint. I keep seeing watercolours. I'm not sure whether that's around silk, painted silk. I keep seeing painted silk, so that may be around painting fabrics as well. I really encourage you to start looking at that. For you, it's about colour, it's about vibrancy, it's about giving that colour and vibrancy to other people. When you start doing that, and you will start doing that within the next year or so, you will find it's a very, very slow start. And I really encourage you to go and see experts in the field of business and ask them to support you in the development of that. It may be that you are eligible for some financial support during that startup time. So I really encourage you to pick up on that. And see what's coming your way. You also asked me, how do you allow love into your life? Fascinating that we have these two here, because of course this is about love. Heather is very much about love, and Dua is very much about the longevity of love. So that when we look at both of those together, what we're talking about and what we're seeing is a substantial, long-term, nurturing, supportive relationship that you develop in the maybe about the second quarter of next year. So we're talking from about March or April of next year. And that's going to be a really loving relationship. But what's really important for you between now and then is to get your goals straight. Once you've got your goals straight, then you're in a better position to be able to motivate yourself so that you don't feel quite so tired and drained, and that you have something exciting to work towards. When you have that something exciting to work towards, you give out so much more brighter, encouraging, attracting energy, and it is that will attract a new partner to you. Okay, so I wanted to also talk to you about your Druid Animal Oracle card, and this is Wren. Now, Wren is such a gentle bird, but she is very, very clever, and Wren is also very, very resourceful too. Wren is an achiever, but a quiet achiever. So for you, in terms of the business that we want to, that I see here that you want to develop in the coming year or so, as I mentioned, it's going to be a slow start, and Wren suggests exactly the same thing, and that it won't be all fanfares and loud, trumpets blaring. It's a nice, slow, gentle progression. Wren is all about achievement, but doing it without all the fanfare. Wren is also very much about being very, very clever. There's a druidic tale that talks about the relationship between Wren and Eagle, and the Eagle thought he was the biggest and the highest and so forth, and in fact Wren challenged him to that, and Wren ended up beating Eagle. I really encourage you to go and have a look at that, because that will tell you about the ingenuity of Wren and how clever Wren is to beat Eagle at his own game, and you will be doing exactly the same thing. Your Celtic birth tree is Dua or Oak, and that's this one that's sitting in the middle of this coupling here. Dua or Oak people are very strong-willed and determined once they have a goal set in place that they can follow. They're also reliable. They are the dependent ones. They're the ones that get things done. They're the people that other people come to ask them to get things done. They're also very protective of home. They're nurturing of other people, and they do all of that giving and giving and giving. And they're the ones also that tend to spend their time thinking about how to support other people instead of how to support themselves. So I really encourage you to think about that, how you can balance that. We talked about that a little bit before. Now, your Celtic birth deity is the Dagda. I really encourage you to go and have a look at the Dagda. The Dagda is all about strength, determination. So I encourage you to go and check out the Dagda. And interestingly enough, your Druidic birth spirit animal is Ren. So not only did we pull this card out as part of your reading, but Ren is also your spirit birth druidic animal as well. So I hope that you found that reading to be of benefit for you moving forward. It's going to be a really exciting year for you with lots of new changes, a nice new business that's going to set you up slowly and gradually, but it will take a few years to develop. But keep plugging at it, because it will get there with your determination, and that new business will give you the motivation to overcome the draining that you have felt in terms of your energy levels. And it's wonderful to see those new relationships that is going to develop for you, that new relationship that's going to develop for you from about March or April of next year.